Why don't we recess the special meeting, the regular meeting, take up the special meeting, and that way each person can come speak to the RSO item who wishes to do so, and they will get their time now. So without objection, we are recessing the general meeting, and we are taking up the special meeting, and we will now have public comment in the special meeting. So everyone who's here to speak to that will get that chance to speak. I don't know why you're booing. It's giving you the time to speak now. So that's the order of the chair. If you could take us into the special meeting. Please don't yell out. We don't have time for this. Let's take up the special meeting. If you could call the roll for the special meeting.
Good morning. Which items would you like to speak to? Or sorry, good afternoon. Which items?
21, 22, 23 special items.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items. Go ahead.
Regarding the rent stabilization, if you're not familiar, there was a order entered in early November, I believe it was the 13th, on an order of contempt against the city for the practices of withholding records and information pertaining to rent stabilization, and every other housing and homelessness service that the city provides, not only at the city level, but the city in conjunction with the county and the county in conjunction with the state. It was surprising actually to hear the words from the special master that this very same item is based on, very clearly express her frustration, to say the least, on how the CAO's office, which is a big contributor to many of the policies that go into the RSO that we're talking about today, clearly admit in open court that they're not willing to participate willingly and willingly offer the information that has been court ordered. Not only the financial information, but the interdepartmental correspondence, and putting up a
Let's move
front.
to the next item. 1 minute per item.
Yep. And it's very fascinating, on the special meetings too. You guys know that you're supposed to at the very least put out the agenda packet, right? When you take a look at the one published at the front there, if you actually take a look, the special meetings are not posted. In fact, I actually just had a conversation with about half a dozen people who literally didn't even know what 22 and 23 was. They knew the RSO, but that's only because they saw some of the online access packets.
Which item are you speaking to?
22 and 23, in fact, are actually not posted. Nobody right here actually has access to what any of those agenda items actually state. And so you cannot expect the people who took time out of their workday, took time out of their families, spent money on transportation to get here, childcare I imagine as well, and don't even have access to the information to effectively speak on this unless there's somebody like me who has insider information into people that actually work at the city. How is that an effective use of public comment? How is that not a violation of these people's First Amendment rights, a violation of the Brown Act, and countless other civil rights violations? And it just seems to be that the silliest of things always seem to hang the city up. Whether it be collusion with criminal enterprises, developers, and hogging up real estate deals and sweetheart deals, and giving gambling money to Lee to go to Nevada and not reporting it to the Ethics Commission, and so on and so forth, to not even posting a simple agenda item. And that's where the state of these special meeting items are today at this special meeting period. You cannot have an effective public comment period because the agenda items are not even posted for people to read.
And before we continue with public comment, I just wanted to correct something for the factual record with regards to the agendas. So I confirm with the clerk's office that if you would like a copy of the special agenda for this meeting, that they were available in the back. As the public speaker said earlier, it was also available, or it is also available online, and my understanding is that it was posted, the physical copy, in City Hall East yesterday. So thank you. Good afternoon. Which items?
Fred Sutton, all available items, but I'll only take 1 minute.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for the items. Go ahead.
Hard for me to digest all that, so I'm going to stick to what I was previously coming in, and this is why I think this should have gone to committee first, is because there are a lot of nuances to this law that's very, very important. This also goes into effect immediately. For 6 months, LHD has broadcasted what this cycle's allotment was going to be. This should not be rushed. This should take place in July of next year as regularly scheduled. Under this proposal, you could have shared utilities. Some people have paid utilities. Now other people will not pay utilities in that building. The goalposts are shifting mid-cycle, and it's regulatory whiplash that's unnecessary. As it relates to the dependents and the conversation around that, it's been specifically about minor dependents. That's what happened in committee. That's what's in the LHD guidelines. LHD current guidelines have minor dependents. Councilmember Rahman herself stated, if you have a second kid in your RSO unit, you should not have to pay another 10%. Everything was in regards to the minor dependent provision of the guidelines.
Speaker, you've exhausted your 1 minute on the...
Thank you.
Next speaker. So we are holding your time, but you're not allowed to speak until you get to the podium. So which items would you like?
Oh, now I can't speak until I get to the
Which items
podium.
would you... Mr. Candido,
Yes,
it's
sir.
good to see you, but which items would you like to speak to?
Well, I'd like to speak to all items that I'm able to speak on this because
So,
there was
okay,
no 22 or 23
hold on, your
back
time's
there.
not running. This is a special meeting, so
I
if you'd like
understand.
all, if you
I'm
would
old,
like
but I
all
know
items,
what I'm here
I know.
for, sir.
If you would like all items,
Rent
you can speak to.
stabilization.
It's okay. So this is your first and only warning. Please do not disrupt me when I'm trying to give you instructions for your public comment. I know you want to provide public comment, and you will have an opportunity to do
All right.
so.
Thank you.
And again, we have not started your time. If you'd like all items, you have 3 minutes for the items during the special meeting, and that would be items 21 through 23. General public comment will have to wait until we're back in the regular meeting along with everybody else who's here for general public comment. So for now, you have 3 minutes for items 21 through 23. Go ahead.
All right, thank you. Rent stabilization, you know, the other, I think it was Tuesday's meeting or Wednesday's meeting, I wanted to thank Ms. Parks because she brought forth all of her residents from the Palisades, and we really, really got to see how much they're suffering, what they're going through, and the fact the people that own condominiums, people who own motorhomes or mobile homes, you know, how they were going to be impacted by it. Again, Ms. Parks, thank you for showing that. And also that your residents were showing us that they can't trust the insurance companies. You must make sure, you must be sure that your insurance policy is up to date. Folks, they will do everything to decline a settlement. So please, make sure that your, it's one of the things I have to worry in Porter Ranch. You know, we're vulnerable to fires all the time. And, you know, Mr. Lee, I'm going to take you on right now. You bring these wonderful groups, the VCC, and back in the
Mr.
day,
Candido,
when
this
we
is not on
Latinos
the
were doing the
agenda.
same thing, you
Okay,
never
can we
acknowledged
pause
us.
this time for a second? Mr.
Mr.
Candido,
it's
hold on. Your
about-
time is paused. This
Okay.
is not on the agenda. So I'm going to ask that you please stick for the rest of your 1 minute and 47 seconds during the special meeting. If you'd
Okay.
like to speak to items 22 or 23, you can. You've already exhausted your 1 minute on 21.
Well-
If not, you will have your 1 minute for general public comment during the regular meeting.
Thank you. I think I said enough, and Ms. Parks, thank you for bringing the residents of the Palisades into this hall.
We don't want any more changes on LARSO except the CPI from the 90% to the 60%. We already have worked so hard, and landlords have made so much money over the years, 40 years, and there had been no changes. LARSO has to be voted and implemented ASAP before February, because we know that coming January, their landlords are going to start sending the letters of the increments on the rent. And I would like to thank Nidia Rahman, Isabel Jurado, Onices Hernandez, and Hugo Soto Martinez for being the champions of LARSO. Thank you very much. We greatly appreciate your effort and all your support. And we also support the living wages for the workers. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Christina Boyer. You know, I'm all about the RSO. Please vote for version A. Please vote it today. I understand clarifications, but please don't let this be delayed anymore. We really do need this in place before the February cliff. I appreciate council for voting this through. Could be stronger, but happy to see it go through. And we support living wages. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jesus Rojas. I'll be speaking on 21.
Okay, so you have 1 minute. Go ahead.
Jesus Rojas for the Apartment Association of Greater Los Angeles, AGLA. We please ask you guys to take a deep consideration of what's going to be passed today. There's a lot more things that need to be looked at. We know that there's an amendment coming by about the 1% addition to small mom and pop owners with 10 units or less. So please just take your time to really fully consider what was being passed today. Also, there's a lot of language that is vague, so please, we ask you guys to take your time and not pass it in February or not make it for it to be applied in February, but of next year in July. Thank you.
Mi nombre es Marta Castro y soy miembro de la organización ACE y soy propietario pequeño constituyente del distrito número 10.
Hi, good morning. My name is Marta Castro. I'm an ACE member, and I am a small landlord, and I'm a constituent of District 10.
Si hay algo que cambiar es el 90% de CPI al 60% de CP.
And if there's anything to change, it should be the 90% CPI to 60% CPI.
La ley del ARSO debe votarse e implementarse antes de febrero, cuando la mayoría de los inquilinos reciben aumentos de alquiler.
LARSO should be voted on and implemented before February, when many tenants are facing rent increases.
Esta moción interrumpiría ese plazo y sometería a innumerables inquilinos
And having this motion would disrupt that timeline and affect a lot of tenants.
inquilinos a aumentos de alquiler injustos e innecesarios.
And these tenants would be subject to unfair rent increases.
Por favor, vote la versión A.
Please
Gracias.
vote for version A. Thank you.
Okay. Mi nombre es Paula, soy de la organización de ACE, Distrito 9. También quiero pedir a mi concejal, Current Price, que pida a su equipo de trabajo que agende una reunión con nosotros.
My name is Paula. I'm an ACE member from District 9, and I'd like to ask my council member, Mr. Curran Price, to please work with his team to schedule a meeting with us.
Somos 10 familias pidiendo esta reunión por teléfono, por email y por comentario público por ACES. ¿Qué más va a tomar para que nos escuche?
And there's 10 families that have been asking for at least a phone meeting, and we're here also giving public comments, so I'm not sure what else we need to do to get to him.
Si hay algo que cambiar es el 90% del CPI al 60% de CPI.
And if there's anything that needs to be changed, it would be the 90% CPI and have it changed to a 60% CPI.
Por favor, vote la versión A.
Please vote for version A.
La ley LARSO debe votarse e implementarse antes de febrero.
LARSO must be voted on and implemented before February.
Cuando la mayoría de los inquilinos reciben aumento de alquiler,
And this is when most tenants end up getting their rent increases.
esta moción interrumpiría ese plazo y sometería inmuebles, inquilinos, aumento de alquiler injustos e innecesarios.
And by having this motion, it would disrupt that timeline and cause a lot of tenants to face unfair rent increases.
Por favor, vote por la versión A.
Please vote for version A.
Mi nombre es Tomasa Martínez, soy miembro de ACE. Nosotros también somos especiales, los inquilinos.
My name is Tomasa Martinez. I'm an ACE member, and we as tenants are special.
Vivo en el Distrito 14.
I live in District 14.
Estoy cansada de ver gente que vive en la calle con sus familias. Si hay algo que cambiar es el 90% del CPI al 60% CPI. La ley LARSO debe votarse e implementarse antes de febrero, cuando la mayoría de los inquilinos reciben aumentos de alquiler. Esta moción interrumpirá ese plazo.
So I'm here because I'm tired of seeing people having to live on the streets with their families. And if there's anything to change to this LARSO ordinance, it would be to change the CPI from 90% to 60%. LARSO must be voted on and implemented before February because that's when most tenants are facing their rent increases.
Y sometería a innumerables inquilinos a aumentos de alquiler injustos e innecesarios y desalojos. Por favor, vote Larzo la versión A. Es tiempo de que voten. Gracias.
And by having this motion, it would disrupt the timeline, which would subject many tenants to unfair and unnecessary rent increases as well as evictions. So it's time to vote now. Please vote on version A.
Soy la de organización ACE y soy inquilino.
I am from ACE and I'm also a tenant.
Si hay algo que cambiar es el 90% de CPI al 60% de CPA.
If there's anything to change, it needs to be from the 90% CPI to 60% CPI.
La ley de Larso debe votarse e implementar antes de febrero.
LARSO needs to be voted on and implemented before February.
Cuando la mayoría de los inquilinos reciben aumento de alquiler,
and that's when most tenants are facing their rent increases.
Esta moción interrumpe ese plazo y sometería a innumerables.
And this motion would disrupt that timeline and put tenants at risk.
Inquilinos, aumentos de inquilinos injustos, innecesarios.
And these tenants would be at risk of unfair and unnecessary rent increases.
Por favor, voten a la versión A. Por favor, gracias y por su apoyo.
Please vote for version A. Thank you. Thank you for your support.
Thank you. My name is Lena. I'm a tenant organizer with SAGE and a tenant in District 13. Also here speaking in support of version A of the LARSO ordinance. Again, as we're all sharing, please enact version A of this ordinance without delay. This version A accurately represents the motion approved by this council in line with the intent to remove extra increases for additional dependent occupants. Councilmember Nazarian, I definitely understand the desire to clarify the language around dependents, but please do not let this derail us voting on this historic ordinance. Many LARSO tenants, as my compañeros have shared, will be receiving their rent increases on February 1st. And we need to ensure that they also can enjoy the benefits of this ordinance. We and you have all worked too hard on this to allow there to be more delays for people to not get these really important benefits in this year of crisis after crisis for Angelenos. So please stand with renters and get this past the finish line. We are almost done. Let's make LARSO into law that will be able to benefit everybody before February 1st. Thank you.
My name is Jason Enright. I'm with LA Forward Institute, and I'm a member of the North Hollywood Northeast Neighborhood Council. I am here to support version A of the LARSO ordinance. I know people have said that they feel this is moving fast. I hear that. But the reason this is moving fast is because in February, people's rent is going to go up again. And under the rules you all approved just a few weeks ago, it would lower their rent increase to 3%. If we don't get this through now, it would be 4%. That extra percent means a lot to people who are on fixed incomes, people who live paycheck to paycheck, people who need your help, your support. So I understand that you feel things are moving fast, but this report came out a year ago, and we sat on it for a year and didn't take action. So let's get this done today. Let's get this through so we can help these people who need our help, and then we can figure out all the rest as we go forward. Thank you very much for your time. Have a great day.
Si hay algo que cambiar en Larso, debe ser el CPI del 90% al 60%.
If there's anything that should be changed to LARSO, it should be the CPI from 90% to 60%.
Lo demás no debe cambiar de Larso.
Nothing else should be changed on LARSO.
La ley de Larso debe votarse ya e implementarse en febrero porque es una necesidad de los inquilinos, no es un lujo para ellos.
LARSO needs to be voted on and implemented right now. This is a need for all of the tenants.
Voten a favor de la versión A.
Please vote for version A.
¿Sabían que Los Ángeles, California está en estado de emergencia por ICE, por miedo? Eso lo votaron los supervisores.
You all know that we in California are facing a crisis and an emergency because of the raids with ICE and everything else. Even the supervisors voted.
A todos los concejales, escúchenme bien, doble moral los que trajeron aquí a gente del Salvador para apoyarlos como inmigrantes.
And you, please, council members, please listen to me. All the people that you brought here that were immigrants from El Salvador.
Y no se rían, no es ningún chiste. Les están doblando las rodillas a las corporaciones millonarias. ¿Para qué? Para que les paguen sus campañas de reelección.
And you're all here, it's not funny, this isn't a joke. You're all here kneeling before the corporate billionaires just so that they can fund your re-election campaigns.
El pueblo necesita que ustedes trabajen por la gente trabajadora, no por los millonarios como Blackstone.
The people here need you to work for them, not for the working class, not for the corporate billionaires like Blackstone.
My name is Elizabeth Hernandez, and it's really important that, I'm actually very disappointed with some of your council members on the vote on LARSO. We have been mobilizing our communities. We have been mobilizing the people out, knocking doors, and they make the time to come and do public comment while you all, having side conversations. It's important that LARSO, it has to be implemented, it has to be finished, it has to be voted before February. Most of these tenants are gonna get raises and on their rent. And also, it's important for you guys to vote on the version A. And yes, I agree, it's important for us to define also, what dependent means in our household, because we also wanna be clear on that. But I also wanna take this few seconds to please ask current price. I keep coming, emailing, calling for a meeting for the tenants. Now one of the tenants is here, lives in an RSO building, and they're having a lot of harassment. Please listen and have your staff
Speaker, your time is up.
Okay, item 21. In my opinion, this item should receive a no vote unless wording is added that will include funding for investigation of what these incompetent clowns of the Sleazy Council did when the city was burning to the ground, and another investigation of where the billions in homeless funds were siphoned. And in my opinion, a no vote if criminally insane, indicted, and on trial criminal Curran Price and poverty pin Heather Hutt, Bob Genocide Bloomfield, and sleazy Marquise Dawson are allowed to vote. Item number 22. Same thing in my opinion. This item should receive a no vote unless wording is added and will include funding for an investigation of what these incompetent clowns of the Sleazy Council did when the city was burning to the ground, and another investigation of where the billions of homeless funds were siphoned. And in my opinion, a no vote is if criminally insane, indicted, and on trial criminal Curran Price, poverty pimp Heather Hutt, Bob Genocide Bloomfield, and sleazy Marquise Dawson are allowed to vote. These items are the best these clowns can come up with in the face of tens of thousands of homeless conditions that they created.
All right, my name is Hassan. I'm a resident in District 8. I am with ACE. Our community has spoken. Nassarian, McCosker, Bob, Marquise. I brought you small landers. You have spoken to them. You have heard them. It's not in good faith that you're here today telling me that you want to fix things when you had 2 motherfucking years to have those conversations with our community. We approach you, we make town halls, we make calls, we make emails, and today you decide to have this conversation about little stuff. It's not in good faith. We had those conversations. We met with you multiple times. We asked you what was your questions around those things. We gathered signatures. So get it together, let's vote on it. Yeah, if you want to discuss it next year, let's do it, but let's make sure that we protect huge amounts of renters in our community. Thank you.
All right, that concludes public comment. Madam Clerk, what's before us?
The council may now vote on items 22 and 23.
All right, seeing no comments on the queue on that item, let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
14 ayes.
All right, what's next?
Item 21 is before council. Councilmember Price has requested to be recused.
I'll allow Councilmember Price to recuse. We'll see if there are members on the queue. If not, Councilmember Park. All right, we'll hold a second. Can you tell us, Madam Clerk, exactly what's before us at this time?
The amending motion, Nazarian McCosker, is before council. If the council would like to take up the item separately, there's another motion, Gerardo Soto Martinez, to move the version A of the ordinance.
All right, and those two things disagree with each other, yes?
No, they don't.
Okay. Councilmember Park? Okay. Councilmember Hernandez?
Yes, can we have the city attorney come here and
Yes.
speak with us? Thank you.
Absolutely. Give a representative from the city attorney's office. There are lots of questions. Members, this council meeting will go into recess for 15 minutes. City attorney is asking for time to resolve some of the questions that I think people have. Councilmember McCosker?
In case your box is on, city attorney, somewhere out there, dependent shall mean a qualifying child and/or a qualifying relative as defined by the IRS, including requirements related to relationship support, gross income, and filing status, comma, without regard to residency status. Just a proposal.
Councilmember Hernandez?
Since we're putting it out there, if y'all could also think about what are the implications to our immigrant communities who perhaps aren't tied to the IRS, who perhaps having to be tied to the IRS will put a red flag on them. I'd like to know information about that. Thank you.
Got it. Councilmember Soto Martinez?
Thank you so much, Mr. President. I am in theory and in concept supportive of the amendment that Mr. Nazarian has put forward. I think it does clarify some things. I just want to make it clear that if we can get that in today without delaying it, I will be supportive of it. But if we can't, I hope the majority of us can agree that moving this forward is more important than
Yes, thank you, Mr. Soto Martinez. I'm committed to getting something out of council today, and if it means we have to come back to this issue, we come back to it. But the city attorney is right now working on developing a version that we can vote on today. Councilmember Jurado.
Yes, Council President, I want to echo what Councilmember Soto Martinez said about the urgency of getting something out there. That's why I moved for option A. If there's too much ambiguity and not enough time for the city attorney to properly review this, I'm fully supportive of clarifying the definition. I would move to bifurcate it or take this amendment and bring it back to committee so we can iron it out further and we can just vote on the item as it stands right now.
So, colleagues, again, I just want to express, my concern that we're being asked to consider the draft RSO ordinance that the city attorney released 2 days ago, that there are significant policy and major implications for both housing providers and tenants. And again, this had an opportunity to go to committee and to be heard in committee and for us to hammer out all these different little questions that we have, including, there was a special agenda, my amendment to help small mom and pop landlords who own less than 10, that additional 1% is not heard. This being considerable legislation, I would have thought that would be heard along with it, but that wasn't. It's the absence of that today just reflects a missed opportunity. This council constantly says we should stop grouping mom and pops and corporations in the same bucket. And we had that opportunity to discuss that, and it's just empty words. It's just empty words. We sent that, and we had the opportunity here to this, and again, this issue is waived. I don't understand why. The definition has been clear since when? The definition of dependence?
I'm sorry, I don't understand that question.
It's been many, many years, and it seems to have worked. This whole process of us having significant legislation just moved and sped along quickly so we can just hurry up and get a vote on it is not what I think our our constituents expect from this body. So I will be voting no on this. I will be voting no on the, I will accept the amendment if you're saying that they can come to you and in a matter of a dispute. But again, I just want to register my disappointment that this item wasn't discussed at all in committee.
All right, I've got Councilmember Soto Martinez, Councilmember Nazarian. Councilmember Nazarian. All right.
For anyone watching this right now, I feel for you, and I don't blame you for being frustrated with your government. We advised the city attorney to come back with an ordinance. 1, not 2. You came back with 2, which created confusion. So some of us try to address that confusion by making sure we define it, give the definition needed in order to make sure there isn't future confusion. When we asked questions, when my staff asked questions of you and came up with this language, it was technical and it was fine. You come to the table, to the desk, and that's changed all of a sudden. So I don't know whether this confusion is done on purpose, with certain intent, or you really don't have the answer, which if that's the case, my staff should not have gotten the wrong information. But I don't think you gave the wrong information. I think you're just creating confusion now. This was a simple definition. That's all it was. And I tried to make it as simple as possible by saying, let's go with the IRS language. But take away the whole citizenship issue so that no one is thrown out or evicted on that, based on that. It's as simple as that. And somehow it's led to a 30, 40-minute conversation and confusion. Can you simply put a definition into this motion so we can vote on it and get it out, or not? I want a clear answer right now.
Council member, that's directed to the city attorney's office?
Yes, it is.
I would say simply that to make sure that the definition is accurate and reflects the council's intent, we would ask for sufficient time. I'm not sure what that is, but I don't think it's 15 minutes.
So you gave me something, my staff, you gave something, you gave a response half an hour ago, with confidence, and now it's flipped. I mean, you're making a great case of why the city attorney shouldn't be elected. Who are you working for?
All right, Mr. Nazarian, we got to narrow this to the,
I'm sorry, Council
narrow
President. This is going to the crux. This is going to the crux of issues that we have in this body. I need a definition right now. I asked for a simple definition so we can vote on it right now. You've mangled it up right now. So I want clarity.
So, Council Member, can I just address your comments? There's a difference between writing a motion or preparing a motion and a definition. For example, after it became apparent the IRS guidelines also have things like residency, like periods of residency. Like the IRS talks about if you're a dependent, if you're in residency for 12 months. So the concern I have, and it's a very honest, straightforward concern, is I don't want to write a definition that might miss something important. If in real
Why
terms,
didn't you give that answer before?
I wasn't aware. I have to.
No, we wrote this with your assistance.
Council member, I didn't know for example, about the residency issue. I have to review it. I mean, I'm happy to try and produce a reasonable working definition, but I'm just saying if it's optimal to take a bit of time and produce a definition that really dots all the I's and crosses all the T's. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying we can't. I'm just saying it's always better to take time because definitions are tricky. That's all I'm saying. I'm not disputing anything you're saying. I'm just saying it's difficult to produce a precise definition.
And Mr. Nazarian, you have a definition that they gave you that now there's some question cast upon. This council can take a vote on that and dispose of that, and I'm suggesting that we do that now. So with that, I want to call the question. Madam Clerk.
Is there a second to that motion?
All right, so I'm going to ask that the members of the audience, please, I understand there's a lot of people who are interested in this specific item, but we need to be able to hear each other. And the clerk's office, the city clerk just asked if there is a second to the council president's motion to call the question on this. And it's being indicated that Councilmember Hernandez is the second. As we discussed earlier, it is not debatable. I do not believe everybody's spoken twice yet, so the vote threshold is still 10.
All right, let's open the roll. Close the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
All right. Mr. Lee would like to be recorded as a no vote.
That would be 11 ayes and 1 no. The motion still passes.
All right, and so the question that has been called is Councilmember Jurado's motion to send the definition as proposed by Mr. Nazarian's amendment to committee for further consideration. All right?
And to move version A.
All right. What's one more time, what's on the table is there is a motion, an amendment by Councilmember Jurado to send the definition or the amendment that Mr. Nazarian submitted to committee for further consideration. Now you would like to speak. All right, Councilmember Padilla.
I want to, I very
she
much.
hasn't spoken, so.
I haven't spoken. And I was trying to.
I'm sorry, I want to clarify. So the rules are quite clear when it comes to calling the question. However, are you looking to speak to the amendment or speak to the approval of the item? Because for the clarity of everybody here,
The amendment.
This is
All right, we need a motion to reconsider for you to speak on the amendment. All right.
Please vote yes for reconsideration.
All right, let's reconsider. So open the roll on reconsideration of closing debate. Close the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
All right, Councilmember Padilla.
I understand Councilmember Lee's frustration with this habit of sending things to committee, and then they get waived out of committee, and then this committee has a habit of whenever they don't agree with something or they find it to be too controversial, they push it back over to us. And I just want to say that I find that to be incredibly disrespectful and incredibly irresponsible. So I do think I would like for Mr. Nazarian's motion to go back to committee. I'm not a fan as it stands because I actually was going to talk about how I think that this is not good for young people who go to college and then want to come back. But guess what? I really hope that it can be discussed and elaborated in committee. So what I just want to say is if we keep making amending motions, dear Housing and Homeless Committee, please do the work. And if you don't understand what the original intent is of some of these motions, you are more than welcome to talk to the individuals who make these motions for more clarification before it gets back to council. So with that being said, best bet, believe that I'm going to be going to the Homeless and Housing Committee to defend and push that you actually do some work related to John Lee's motion, related to separating the definition between a small landlord versus one that is not. But I will be also voting that we push Mr. Nazarian's to the committee, but please take some time to do the work. Do some time to work with the council members who are trying to, bring something up, because we're very accessible. So I just want to throw that out there as we continue to now vote for the next thing. I will be voting that Mr. Nazarian's thing go to committee, but I really hope that the update is not, oh, it was waived. And then we're back here again in council fighting over why nothing was done or researched. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilmember Padilla. All right, this question is now before us. The amendment is to send the proposed definition in. Councilmember Hernandez.
Clarity, because the clerk said that it was also to move item A forward.
It was. She's right.
I'm trying to look. What the clerk said.
Thank-
She said it
All
was
right, Madam Clerk, can you clarify?
Thank you. It was stated by Councilmember Jurado to refer the amending motion Nazarian McCosker to the Housing and Homelessness Committee and move version A of the ordinance.
All right, so we're going to move here. We've got an amendment before us by Councilmember Jurado. That amendment does is sends the Nazarian amendment to Housing and Homelessness Committee for further consideration, and it moves option A. If you are in favor of hearing Councilmember Nazarian's motion today, you vote no. If you're in favor of sending it to committee and hearing it later, you vote yes. I think that's what's before us. So, Mr. City Attorney?
That is correct. And by voting yes on amendment Jurado Soto Martinez, you would also be approving the underlying version A, because that was what the amendment said, or what motion Jurado Soto Martinez said.
All right, let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
9 yeses, 2 noes.
All right,
The item is adopted, and the ordinance will be held over 1 week to Friday, December 12th for a second reading.
fun, we get to do this again. All right,
I can give a very abbreviated version of it, and that is that no other items are open for public comment, so this is only for general public comment. So if you would like to provide general public comment, you'll have up to a maximum of 1 minute, and please sign up at the kiosks in the back. Thank you.
Good morning, council members. Merry Christmas to all. I would like to thank Mr. Bob Blumenfield and staff for hosting a wonderful Christmas party last night. Mr. Bloomfield's staff was so welcoming to all who attended. We were honored to donate 7 large bags of toys and clothes to the party. When Candido and I asked friends and neighbors to help donate Mr. Bloomfield's holiday party, they were happy to participate. Thank you, Mr. Blumenfield, for making residents throughout the city welcome to the 3rd District. Thank you.
Buenas tardes. Sé que están cansados y exhaustos. Mi nombre es Elita Morales. Trabajo en el Flying Food Company y vengo representando a la United Local 11.
Yes, hello. I know you guys are tired. My name is Elita Morales. I am working for a Flying Food Group, and I am here representing United Local 11.
Pedimos que se mantengan firmes en el salario olímpico. Sus votos que han aprobado han cambiado mi vida.
We ask that you guys stay firm for your vote on the Olympic wage. The vote that you guys made have actually changed my life.
Ahora puedo mantenerme a mí y a mi familia tiempo de calidad con ellas.
And now I can help support me and my family and enjoy quality time with them as well.
Les suplico que sigan fuertes en este trabajo. Gracias.
And I urge you guys to stay working hard and strong and firm in this work. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I would like to ask why Lori Laughlin and Felicity Huffman got sent to jail for only attempting to bribe people when Irene Vasquez and Academia Semillas del Pueblo Charter School has been bribing DWP and LA County court and Hall of Records employees with UCLA admission by falsely claiming authorizing their relatives as Native Americans, and then using their UCLA contacts like Kevin Teresiano and Teo Ruiz to get them into the UCLA Native American program when they don't qualify or meet basic UC requirements. Irene Vasquez's own daughter, Yvonne Vasquez, who's half white and half Iranian, got into UCLA with a 1.6 GPA and one elective. Semillas del Pueblo has been bribing people with UCLA admission in exchange for political favors.
Speaker, you'll have 1 minute.
I want to thank Hernandez, Jurado, Harris Dawson, and Soto Martinez for standing with the people of LA this week. Everyone else on this council, you made it very clear that you do not represent the people and that you work for the LAPD. So I'm here to represent the people and let you know that we will unseat every single one of you, every single one, because you work for us, and every week we come in here for months and we have provided testimony, evidence of illegal actions by LAPD and their use of force with military-grade weapons against peaceful protesters. You have the proof. And Chief McDonald even admitted that they disagree with the law and he's going to continue to use it, and you voted to let them keep their toys. We are here to tell you that you should quit your jobs. We're coming for you. This is unacceptable. Let me be clear. There is no peaceful protest in a city where our very presence is considered a threat and will be met with violence. We're not going anywhere. If you are being threatened,
Speaker,
go public.
time is up.
Let us know. We will stand with you. But this is unacceptable.
Sobre la moción de trabajo justo en la comida rápida.
Hi, I would like to make a general public comment about fair wages for fast food workers.
Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Rosa y soy miembro del sindicato de los trabajadores de comida rápida.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Rosa, and I'm part of the Fast Food Workers Union.
Estoy aquí para hablar sobre la necesidad en pasar la ley de comida rápida que tanto necesitamos.
I'm here to talk about the need to pass the fast food law that we need very deeply.
En mi caso, fui despedida injustamente de mi trabajo en comida rápida después que hablé acerca de las condiciones antihigiénicas en mi tienda Yoshinoya.
I was unfairly fired from my fast food job after making comments on the unhygienic working conditions at a yakisoba restaurant.
Como la falta de jabón, guantes, cucarachas por las cajas, gracias a conocer mis derechos, logré recuperar mi trabajo.
Due to lack of soap, gloves, and roaches, a roach infestation. But because I knew my rights, I was able to get my job back.
Yo conozco mis derechos y estoy luchando para que nuestros jefes los respeten. Demasiados trabajadores de comida rápida en nuestra ciudad.
I know my rights, and so I'm here to fight for our bosses to respect them and to respect us. And that is for all fast food workers as well.
No conocen sus derechos y por eso hay tanto abuso laboral.
Other fast food workers don't know their rights, and that's why there's so much abuse in the workplace.
Les pedimos que por favor pasen la ordenanza de comida rápida
Speaker, your time has expired.
para trabajadores justos.
And so I'm here to ask for you to pass the fast food workers ordinance for fair work.
I normally don't agree with Mr. Soto Martinez, but I want to thank him for the other day when he questioned and challenged Chief McDonald. Back in 2009, as I've stated before, I was back there when Beck was picked over McDonald. I told him, one day you will be before this council and you will have important issues. Here he is. He's probably the best chief we've ever had. He really is. But you need people like Mr. Soto Martinez to question, because there are things that are happening out there that we should question. These protesters that were here before twice, they were polite, they were respectful, and then what happened? The president of the council denied them public speaking. They came back, and what did they do? They were very polite, and they asked for public speaking, and what happened? You denied them. 3 times you did that. So, Mr. Soto Martinez, we may not agree, but when you challenge and you look at questions that are causing hurt in the city, I
Speaker, your time
respect
has
you,
expired.
sir.
Next speaker.
My name is Maria. I'm a SEIU USW member. I'm here on behalf of the airport. During one of the busiest time of the year, we are here once again because the airlines are persuading and blackmailing our city councils to roll back our living wage that we fought hard to win. We're asking the city of Los Angeles to stand firm and to stand with the working people, not corporations. Los Angeles must continue to be the city where our families like mine can build a life with dignity without fear losing our homes, and so many already have. Thank you so much. Happy holidays.
Hello, I'm Javon Houston, airport worker at LAX. Hello, City Council family. I can say that because I've been here for the past 3 years, speaking to you guys every week. We know what's going on. It's ridiculous. It's absurd that you guys are allowing them to blackmail the city of Los Angeles. You're siding with corporations rather than hardworking Los Angeles people here at LAX and tourism workers. We're tired of it. We just want to live. We just want to be comfortable. We're not here to get rich. We're trying to support our families. Please don't sell out to this corporation bullshit. We're fucking tired of it. Enough is enough.
Good afternoon. You might think that your job is to manage the different city departments, but it's not. Your job is really high-level law enforcement. If you become aware of even a minor issue that is going persistently unfixed, it is your job to take it to the next highest level. And if it still persists, you need to take it to the next level above that, publicly. Perhaps you have asked a deputy city attorney about the issues I've raised regarding apparent police misconduct. That would have been the responsible thing to do, but that dialogue itself should have been in the public record so that we can judge if the reasons are valid. Remember, the criminal process is supposed to supersede the civil process. There's too much of officials giving off-the-record assurances to each other saying, everything is fine, it's being handled. I assure you that it is not fine and it is not being handled.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I'm Joan Harper, and I'm a member of CLU, Clergy and Laity United for Economic Justice. And so it's clear there are many, many community organizations in support of the people here today, the hotel workers, the airport workers, who have fought very, very hard for 3 years and trying to and succeeding in getting a living wage. We're here to thank you, the council, for being bold and for saying yes to that and making it happen. But we also hear the rumblings. And so we're also here to say, stay strong. Don't let corporate hijacking take over this law. These are workers. They deserve all the best that they can get. They're trying to feed their families, etc. So again, stay strong, and LA needs livable wages, fair wages, and also affordable housing, such as the Venice Dell project. Thank you.
Before I begin, is it possible to address the audience rather
So
than the council?
we have to treat everybody equally when we allow for public comment. So you have to address the body, but obviously when you address the body, the audience will hear you.
Okay. This speech was meant for the audience. Unfortunately, I can't look at you, but I wanted to say that LA is a beautiful, vibrant, creative city that has survived fires, famine, floods, and droughts and earthquakes. It is almost 2 centuries old. It speaks 200 languages in its streets, a multitude of religions. Millions of people call this city home. It survived so much, and it will survive these ice raids, and it will survive this inept city council that does not care about the people of LA, but pilfering their city for as much real estate dollars as they can get. So as we enter the holidays, I want you guys to stay strong. I want you to stay courageous. And as we enter 2026, remember this battle is not over yet. I love Los Angeles. I love this people. I love the working community here. Viva Los Angeles, free Palestine, and fuck ICE.
Public, when you hire clowns, you get a circus. Because these clowns bankrupt the city, giving $1 billion increase to LAPD, there are absolutely 0 items on the agenda in which to spend anything on. $1 billion budget emergency, incompetent clowns. Tens of thousands homeless, epidemic emergency, incompetent clowns. $275 billion fire damage emergency, incompetent clowns. Let me introduce you to your sleazy council president, criminally insane, sleazy Marquise Dawson. CD8 has the highest unemployment rate in the entire country, over 12.5%, the highest homeless rate, the highest incarceration rate. Currently under investigation, Councilman Englander in prison for corruption. Garcetti's deputy mayor, 12 years. Dawson was appointed by the petty pink-faced corrupt Armenian dictator Paul Ku Klux Krikorian, a legendary fool. $1 billion budget emergency, homeless.
All right, that concludes public comment for this morning's, now afternoon's meeting. Madam Clerk, what's before us?